Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! It is just after 8:45 a.m. this morning. Good morning, Descendants and Zombies fans. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for allowing me the honor and giving me the chance to be in your guys' presence to discuss all things and everything Descendants and Zombies for the fans who have remained loyal to the product for the last 10 years, making it an incredible decade that I will never ever forget. Thank you guys so much for always subscribing to this YouTube channel, and to the very first subscribers who have always and forever remained loyal to this YouTube channel and my videos being uploaded. Thank you so much, because you guys are the die-hard Descendants fans, the fans that forever and always stay with this YouTube channel and have been brought together because of their passion they share for Descendants and Zombies. You guys are the greatest fans in the world. As far as I'm concerned, I have provided commentaries and journalistic integrity for a lot of different niches, video games, TVs, movies, but I have never received such a huge and overwhelming response for talking about Disney and the latest franchises, Descendants and Zombies, to take the world by storm, as I have for these two franchises. I've fallen in love with these two franchises, and I made a huge choice to dedicate the rest of my life to uploading Descendants and Zombies videos for the people who have forever and always loved these franchises. You know, I said last night if I had one wish and I was in possession of a magic lamp, if I could go back in time and rub that magic lamp and had one wish, it would be to stay in love with Descendants and Zombies for the rest of our lives so we could fall in love all over again as the best of friends and stay friends for forever. Because I think that's the impact that Descendants and Zombies has had on all of our lives. We are the best of friends because of Descendants and Zombies. We have forever and always remained the best of friends. We trust each other. And I think that's what gives us a chance to really talk about Descendants and Zombies and our favorite stars. Like Freya Skye, who is celebrating her Sweet 16 today. It is incredible just being in your guys' presence, talking about Freya Skye as much as what I have. I never expected my Freya Skye videos to explode in popularity the way that they have, but it just goes to show how much dedication you guys have exemplified and shown to the Descendants and Zombies franchises. Because of you, Freya Skye is one of the most talked about pop stars in the world right now. She is being debated whether or not she will be the next Disney pop star, and I think that every bit of criticism that Freya Skye may be receiving is completely unnecessary, and I wanted to do something about that, because when I see that girl falling asleep on a tour bus, I see the dedication and I see the passion coming from her heart, which is something I don't really see a whole lot of from Disney stars. Even in the past, I noticed about the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato, they were so unappreciative of every opportunity Disney presented them with. Disney knew they were talented. Disney wanted to put that talent on display, but it seems as if they were very unappreciative of the moment. And then this cast for Descendants and Zombies comes from out of nowhere. As far as I'm concerned, the most talented cast of all time. So appreciative of each and every one of you. So appreciative of the moments and the memories they've created with each and every one of you. Because the thing that I got from the Worlds Collide Tour and the performances of Freya Skye and Kylie Control were not only that they were lost in the moment with each and every one of you. This girl is only just 15 years old at the time, and she is putting her heart and her dedication into performing for each and every one of you because she loves you guys so much. And you guys brought an unbelievable energy to this tour that really brought it to life. If anything, you gave this tour life. You were able to give them inspiration to keep going on with their careers and their choices. And they felt more confident than ever before because of you and what you brought to the franchises and what you have brought to the Worlds Collide Tour. Guys, I wish that more people on YouTube would upload videos for you and say thank you because of what you gave to the Worlds Collide Tour and what you meant to the Worlds Collide Tour, because it wasn't just about showing up and buying the merchandise and a cool sweater and a hoodie and wearing it and sporting your passion for Descendants and Zombies. It's about showing up and being so appreciative of the stars who were part of the cast, who just wanted to entertain each and every one of you, who wanted these moments to last for forever, because I've spoken on how I've wanted these moments to last for forever. I think that just one night for the Worlds Collide Tour is never enough, because it's a passion. It's really become a meaning of life for a lot of people, because it's Descendants and Zombies or die now. I mean, there are so many hardcore fans of Descendants and Zombies. While it will be argued that franchises like Harry Potter and Twilight were some of the most revered of all time and some of the most popular, I think that Descendants and Zombies is really in a category of its own that can't get placed in the same category as Harry Potter or Twilight, because I do remember how crazy everybody was about the Twilight Saga and Edward and Jacob and Bella Swan. I do remember that. Everybody was crazy about it. They couldn't get enough of it. They couldn't wait to get their hands on the latest tickets for the latest chapter of Twilight. By 2013, that was an emotional farewell. But see, I have this thing where I don't ever want to say goodbye to a franchise, especially with how many opportunities there are to write new chapters for a franchise and this beautiful new story now between Nova and Victor. You guys were right. You guys said they looked adorable together, and they surely do. They are the most beautiful couple in Disney history. They are up there to be considered one of Disney's most revered power couples of all time, if not them, Zed and Addison. Because there was just something about Zed and Addison's story that allowed us to relate to our own lives, and we saw ourselves in the same situations that Zed and Addison were caught up within. And now many years later, we're seeing ourselves caught up in the same situations as Victor and Nova are, because they're just trying to figure out their own lives, what direction they may be headed in. And I think we face that every single day. We're faced with a considerable amount of peer pressure. We don't really know how to make sense of our own lives, but I think it's because of the friendships that we've had, because of Descendants and Zombies that have got us through. Because I know that this YouTube channel happens because of each and every one of you, because you guys give it life, and you give me meaning and incentive to upload all these videos about Freya, Skye, and talk about a music video like Gold's Gone. I saw the Worlds Collide Tour collaboration for Gold's Gone, the music video on Vivo. It had thousands of views and thousands of comments. I think something like 1,350 comments had been posted at the time of that Freya, Skye, Gold's Gone music video from the Worlds Collide Tour. I thought it was a beautiful collaboration, but the one thing I noticed was how passionate you guys were in the comments that I was reading down through on YouTube. Because you were calling her the next Disney pop star, you were saying she was the next Taylor Swift, and when I heard that comparison between herself and Taylor Swift made and dropped, I said, yeah, these fans know what they're talking about. They know who they love, and they know who they want. Freya Skye's in popular demand because of you. And because you're buying her EP off FreyaSky.com, you're buying her merch, which, by the way, looks absolutely fabulous and adorable. Those hoodies and those sweaters, I want to get my hands on those. And by the way, if you guys hit my subscribe button and allow me to qualify for monetization opportunities, then I can ask sponsors to send me the Freya Skye merchandise that I can give away on the show. But that's coming in due time. I really do believe that there's a considerable amount of effort that's been put behind promoting Freya, because everybody that's a part of Freya's life right now realizes the potential that goes with Freya, because Freya just didn't quit on her career. So many people chose to criticize Dove Cameron because she backed off her career. A lot of people were saying she quit on her career. What happened to Dove Cameron? She just vanished without any explanation. She took a reprieve because there was a lot of pressure that went with her performing night after night, and there was a lot of pressure with her being a Disney girl because she was going through a lot of pressure in her personal life. Her dad had just passed away. She had just lost her friend at 8 years old, and she auditioned for Disney, I think, when she was 14. So, what do you really know at 14 years old? You don't really know if you're coming or going. When I was 14 years old, I was playing Super Nintendo. And I got my first Nintendo 64 in 1997. And playing Super Mario 64 and trying to catch over 120 stars in that video game was the greatest challenge of my life. And that's all I ever wanted to do, was play video games with my friends on the weekends and hang out, in the shed playing music. We had dreams of being an indie band together. We never fulfilled that dream because we went our separate ways after a while and lost contact. But I think that at 14 years old, all you really know is that, you just want to have fun. And you want to live life to the fullest. Dove Cameron didn't expect to become a celebrity and for her whole family to uplift from where they lived in Seattle and move to Los Angeles so she could pursue her dream of being an actress, because she used to dream every night in her bedroom that she wanted to be like her favorite stars, watching videos of them on YouTube, which I fully support. But I don't think that we deserve to criticize someone like Dove Cameron because she chose to be that way. And when she came out with this new image by 2022 with the Alchemical album and the follow-up Too Much dropping, which is fabulous, I think that your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars have received their fair share of criticism, and they don't deserve to be criticized for the choices they've made. Kylie Control posts a lot of very different videos on social, I will admit that to you, but I think that the smile on Kylie Control's face makes it all worth it. I think the smile on Freya Skye's face and the relationship she's had with Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim, people she grew up idolizing and watching as a part of the Zombies franchise, is something to really take into consideration, which means we really got to back off of Freya, because Freya is a beautiful person. Freya's voice on these songs, Gold's Gone and Can't Fake It, beautiful. The song Go My Own Way and Dream Come True, Rewrite the Stars, Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampire, made it one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, but people chose to criticize songs like Place to Be and Don't Mess With Us because they couldn't make sense of what the concept was of a daywalker and a vampire. It's a pretty duh concept, And I've reiterated time and time again what a vampire is. It's a legendary creature that's been told over 200 times over the course of 100 years. There are hundreds of years of history that goes with a vampire, and a daywalker is just a unique spin on what a vampire is. But people chose to criticize that because there was nothing else to criticize but zombies, four down, and the vampires. That was the reason why. You know, I've read every legendary story and tale that goes with Dracula or vampires, and for those of you who believe that the story is over for zombies, four down, and the vampires, and this was the dramatic conclusion that critics forever would always talk about. The story is far from over because there's always an opportunity to write a new chapter. There's always an opportunity to present conflict and villains into a story, especially now with how villains are getting a greater appreciation shown for them by the Disney universe, because 25 years ago there was never a greater emphasis put on the Queen of Hearts. There was never a greater emphasis put on Maleficent and what she meant to the Sleeping Beauty franchise. So I think that because there's a greater appreciation for villains, there's always an opportunity to present conflict, new villains, new storylines, and that's where a creative mind really needs to come into play. That's why I would have loved to have been one of the writers and producers and directors for Descendants of Zombies, because I would have brought this to life. I would have gave it meaning, because I think as a writer and producer of Descendants of Zombies, you not only have to have somebody on the board that had Descendants of Zombies mean so much to their hearts, like Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly. You've got to have somebody on the board that knows what it's like to be each and every one of you. You know, sitting in that room, putting you guys into perspective, thinking about how he was so excited to watch the latest episode of Goof Troop and Recess and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Boy Meets World. Because I was, watching the TGIF block on ABC from 1989 up until at least 1999, seeing the traumatic conclusion that Boy Meets World gave us, was one of the most emotional times of my life, because I thought Boy Meets World, when it premiered on September 24th, 1993, was the best TV show that anybody could ever watch or fall in love with, because of the story between Corey and Topanga. It just takes a little bit of effort to really bring a story to life. So you have these really two beautiful characters that nobody knows anything about, Victor and Nova, so let us know more about them. Let us get to know who Victor and Nova are and what their story is going to detail. Does it really have to always be about a vortex and what could be inside of that vortex posing the greatest threat to Seabrook and its residents? Not really, because it can be focused on, how they want to spend the rest of their lives together, how much they love each other, how many sacrifices they will make. Of course, that will vary. But the thing is, I really believe that it just really takes two characters, like Victor and Nova, who just came from out of nowhere, and everybody just instantly fell in love with them as fast as you could snap your fingers. And that's why today we're celebrating Freya Skye's Sweet 16. Because I think that if we're going to talk about Freya Skye and her birthday today, then we should upload videos about Freya Skye with meaning and with heart put behind them to encourage her that there is nothing wrong with being a part of the Zombies cast, because this is her first movie role. Now, while this may be her first movie role and her only movie role to her credit, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be more, and there are going to be more opportunities for her to perform on a stage, because there will be. Because I will forever present the argument that Freya Skye is the next Taylor Swift, and that comes without any denial or any lack of confidence from my mind, because I've seen what Freya Skye can do. And how she loves to entertain each and every one of you. It is absolutely fabulous. It's extraordinary. There are so many words that I can use to associate with Freya Skye and how I feel about her, because from the very first moment I saw the Gold's Gone music video, I realized this girl was going to be someone special. She was going to be the next Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande. I don't care how many times Ariana Grande pops up in the Wicked remakes. I think that there have been so many stories of the Wizard of Oz told from time to time that even Freya Skye could throw her name in being a part of the Wicked production. And the cool thing is about Descendants is a member of the Wicked cast is a part of this one, helping with the production and the value behind it. So I think that Descendants of Zombies is really in a category of its own. It's a very different musical from musicals like The Sound of Musical, High School Musical, The Last Song, P.S. I Love You. I'm saying this because I've seen them all, but I've never seen a franchise have a greater appreciation shown for it than the fans of Descendants of Zombies have shown to these two respective franchises because of how they feel about them. That's the thing about the Descendants of Zombies fans. They have this never say die, never quit on you attitude. And if there was one niche that I could fall in love with all over again, it would have to be the niche of Descendants of Zombies without ever having to think about it. Because you guys have forever and always been by my side. You have helped me out with all the criticism that I've received for every video that I've uploaded, because I've received a lot of criticism over 25 years. And I've even had the honor of actually uploading videos that your parents used to watch over 25 years ago. I've been around a long time, and this really has been the greatest honor of my life, talking about Descendants of Zombies for people who love the franchises. And because I know you love the franchises, the best thing that I can do is upload videos to you about Freya Skye and how I feel about her, because she's incredibly gorgeous. There's never any denial coming from me about that. She's incredibly passionate about who and what she believes in, and she loves her friends so much. So every single time that someone like Freya or Kylie misses their friends, what they've got to think about is their greatest friends are each and every one of you who have never left their side. In light of all the criticism they have received, you have outshined it, and that is what's so incredible with the Descendants of Zombies fans, is they don't care what you may be going through. They don't care what happened to you in your previous endeavors. All they want is to see you perform and be a part of something special with them. And the thing is, Descendants of Zombies fans, because of that and that alone, have become the greatest fans of all time. I just celebrated Ruby Rose Turner's birthday yesterday, and Ruby Rose Turner's birthday meant so much to me because Ruby touched my heart in so many unbelievable ways. Ruby was somebody who I always thought about as a kinder person and a character that we could all draw inspiration from. And I've known Ruby for over, how dare I say, 15 years, and she's just the most wonderful person to have the opportunity to talk about on this YouTube channel. I've watched Ruby ever since she was 12 years old, and I felt as if I was a part of something special through having the honor of talking about Ruby Rose Turner on my show from time to time, which is why I see no issues with talking about your favorite stars if you can do them justice and you do right by the fans. The thing is, I think we're seeing a lot of videos uploaded on YouTube filled with a lot of criticism that don't need to be filled with a lot of criticism, because more of a chance can be taken on people like Freya and Ruby. Just yesterday, we celebrated the 20th birthday of Ruby Rose Turner, and I was so fond of that because I was so excited to upload videos, and I saw fans uploading graphics celebrating birthdays of Ruby Rose Turner on their social pages dedicated to Descendants. You guys did a fabulous job. I just want to put that out there. I've seen some of the international Descendants pages uploading graphics about Ruby's birthday yesterday, and you guys wanted to commemorate it, and you did. And I think you deserve all the respect in the world for being able to commemorate such a momentous occasion, because that's what it was. Ruby's 20th birthday deserved to be an occasion that we would all remember and that we would never ever forget. And I think we all did it justice, and we did right by Ruby by acknowledging her birthday. I wish more people would have acknowledged her birthday than did, but the percentage of people who did acknowledge her birthday, you guys deserve to be commended for being some of the biggest Descendants fans in the world. I have never seen a fan base be so supportive, so incredibly supportive and dedicated to what and who they believe in. So dedicated to Clarke and Charles, so dedicated to Ruby Rose Turner, and so dedicated to Freya Skye, that it never ceases to blow my mind every single time that I have the honor of uploading a Descendants of Zombies video on this YouTube channel, which makes it the greatest honor of my life. Over 71,000 channel views have happened for this channel because of each and every one of you. Most certainly never because I decided to upload Descendants of Zombies videos at random. It happened because you guys love the franchises for however long you have and for how much you have. And my heart goes out to every single person whoever said they were a fan of Descendants of Zombies. That's why I'll come back tonight just before sunset with my fourth and final video as we celebrate Freya Skye's birthday. What I started doing last night is just after midnight uploading Freya Skye videos to kick off her birthday celebration in a big way. And I like to believe that I succeeded in doing that because more people have yet to find these videos. You see, the reason why I don't promote these videos is because I want you to find the channel. And I want you to be excited and appreciative of finding this channel, because finally you have a YouTube channel that dedicates to uploading Descendants of Zombies videos for you on a regular basis, which means every day at least there is one video uploaded about Descendants of Zombies, because I know how much these franchises mean to each and every one of you. I know what it's like to grow up loving something, like the Power Rangers and Sailor Moon. She was really big. Japanese animation was really big in the mid-1990s because of Sailor Moon, and she has so many fans of it. I wish they would reboot this as either a live action or an animated series, because I think that Sailor Moon's return is inevitable. I was a huge fan of Gargoyles and the Power Rangers, so I know what it was like to grow up with something that you fell in love with and you had reasons for falling in love with what you did. Like Pokemon and Sailor Moon. Japanese animation was at an all-time high. And actually yesterday I just saw a $110 Pikachu stuffy that I thought about crazily enough wanting to buy. I might follow through with that yet because my Pikachu impression has been garnering a lot of attention on social media apparently. Pika! Don't ever ask me to do that again. But yeah, I always had this voice that I always wanted to lend to the Descendants franchises, either a CGI'd cat or a CGI'd rabbit. What do you guys think? There's been a lot of discussion about Red having a pet in the Descendants franchise, and I would love to bring that rabbit or that CGI'd cat to life with my voice. Because I think that if you can bring a character to to promote some cereal like Frosted Flakes or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like Tony the Tiger, they're great kind of thing, I think you can really bring characters to life for Descendants of Zombies, because there's a greater appreciation for those people that get the honor to sit behind a microphone and bring a character to life, which is what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to give this franchise life. I've always wanted to show it the respect it deserved, and I like to believe some way or somehow I was able to touch everybody's heart through the power of these videos and uploading them every single day. So it is just after 9:05 a.m. this morning. I'm going to go ahead and upload this third video dedicated to Freya Skye's 16th birthday. Happy sweet 16, Freya. It is an honor to talk about you on this YouTube channel. I want you to know you're doing a fabulous job. Keep up the great work. I will have more Freya Skye videos coming up on this YouTube channel all throughout the month of October. We are just officially just under 2 weeks out from Halloween 2025, and I hope you will join me for all the celebration happening on this YouTube channel all throughout the month of October. If you have not subscribed or hit my like button or rang my bell to stay up to date with notifications, you just might want to think about doing that, because you're going to have a whole lot of fun on this YouTube channel, because this is the spookiest time of the year. Once again, happy Sweet 16, Freya. I remember my Sweet 16 for playing Metal Gear Solid 2 on PlayStation 2 and being blown away by the graphics on a PlayStation 2. That was the same year that Freya Skye was born, on July 25th, the year 2000. And I think I was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City or Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, one of the other two, on a PlayStation 2. And I thought I had the world at these ages. And look what these girls are doing. They're blowing our minds. They're never ceasing to amaze us. So they deserve all the respect in the world. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel. Let's hope Freya Skye sees these videos today as we commemorate her 16th birthday, which has been an honor for me to be in your guys' presence and to join you to have reviewed. Thank you guys so much. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future, because we still have a long way to go, because this story is far from over.